What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to cyBorg Gaming. We are here for episode 23 of our Formula 1 2021 My Team Career Mode series. We're in season 2. We're here at Imola. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you drop a subscribe. Make sure you drop a like. I post Formula 1 content every week. If you guys haven't seen the last video too, hit the link in the corner. We were at Bahrain, and after a whole season, we finally got our first victory. It was a great race, so make sure you guys go watch it. Make sure you watch until the end, and then come back here, watch this. We are here in Q1, and as you guys saw, we didn't put up a great first lap. So our second flying lap, we put a 114.8. That shoots us up to P7. Unfortunately, Schwartzman, he finished in P16, so he didn't even make it into Q2. However, on to Q2, we put up our first flying lap. That put us into P6 behind Kimi Räikkönen, but I don't think that's safe, so I went out for another lap, and we do have a little bit of a tow from Lewis Hamilton. We put up a green sector 1, and then I'm going to go on here. We're going to put up a purple sector 2 and a purple sector 3. The Ferraris are having a pretty good outing here at their home Grand Prix, or one of two home Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton also in P2 behind us, but it all comes down to Q3. And starting off for our first lap, we put up a 114.5. That lap shoots us up to P2 behind Verstappen. However, I'm trying to go for pole, trying to get our first pole for cyBorg Racing. So we go out on another flying lap following the two Ferraris, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is able to get pole, but then Leclerc beats him immediately after. And then I squeeze in right in between the two Ferraris by a 0.026 gap, 0.02 of a second away from our first pole, but I'll take a P2 and see if I can jump Leclerc off the line into turn 1. We also outqualified our rival Daniel Ricciardo, so that's gonna do well for us in the rivalry battle we have going on. But let's get into the race, guys.
Hello there and welcome back to Imola, home circuit of the Scuderia Ferrari. We expect to see a lot of local supporters in red today. They've all turned out for what we have every expectation of being a sensational event here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. 3.1 miles of track here at Imola, featuring 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. Remember that Imola differs from most other Formula 1 circuits as it's driven anti-clockwise. Let's hope no one forgets that today. The exit from turn 18 will probably be the setup for many of today's overtakes, leading as it does into the longest straight of the circuit and its only DRS zone. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the engineer completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Perez, Joe, Norris and Yuki Tsunoda, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel and Robert Schwartzman, Russell, Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
All right, so we are here for race day. Finally, I'm starting P2. I thought I qualified P3. It's been a while since I did the qualifying session, but we're in P2. Schwartzman, unfortunately, starting in P18. Now, he did start near the back of the grid in the last race as well. Or not near the back of the grid. I think it was P14, but he did manage to make his way up, so we'll see. I feel like we can jump Leclerc off the start, and then I think holding P1 will be a challenge, because Imola, I don't race too much, so it's not my most preferred track, but I think I've raced it enough where I can compete. Also, we got the race strategy too. It's a 2-stop strategy today. We got 8 laps on the softs, 9 laps on the softs, and then to finish it off, we're going to be on the mediums. I'm just going to drop that fuel load a little bit as well. And let's get right into this race, guys. So we're going to try and jumpstart Leclerc off the line. Through 5 red lights, a little bit of a slow reaction. Oh, that was a horrible start. Horrible start. And that's Lewis Hamilton coming up on my right. I'm going to try and cut him off. Go for the late break. Squeeze him out. And retain that P2 position. And he also dropped behind Ricardo as well. Ricardo is our rival, so we got to make sure that we finish in front of him as well. Riding the gravel there a little bit. It does take a few laps just to get into a little bit of a rhythm. So give me a second here. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo. Ooh. Right in that outside curb. Those things are dangerous. You probably get some underbody damage if you ride them too much. I know I played an online race one time. Oh, we already have a yellow flag. Was there an accident? Carlos Sainz out of the session. Do we have a full safety car? Okay, so we got a virtual safety car at the moment. Will that turn into a full safety car? I don't know. Oh, we kind of got screwed there by that virtual safety car. Maybe drop my pace, and then as I'm dropping my pace, the flag goes green. So no full safety car. We are back to racing. Ricardo 0.3 of a second behind us. Hamilton 0.2 of a second behind him. Me and Ricardo go wheel to wheel. Another virtual safety car for what? So Lance Stroll out of the session too. I'm not sure what happened with him. I'll put up on the screen what just happened. But we got another virtual safety car. We didn't even get a lap of racing it before that last safety car went in. Virtual safety car has ended, and now we're racing again. So we got Charles Leclerc with those 2 virtual safety cars has gained a 5-second gap on us. Hamilton's just behind us. He won't have DRS here. Safety car just came in. We're gonna activate that ERS just to keep him a little bit behind us. Okay, no, he's gonna pass us here. Oh crap. Okay, we're racing into turn 1. Oh, and I go outside the track. I was trying to give him room so he doesn't ride over those sausage curbs. Oh, and I fully edged him out there. It's really hard because there's not a lot of space to operate, so it's either I go off the track or he goes off the track. And if I'm picking one, obviously I'm going to pick myself over Hamilton. Oh my god. Hamilton just came up to my right side. I don't have much room, so I kind of had to push him off track otherwise. So now we're right behind Lewis Hamilton. I don't think we're going to have DRS here. But come the next straight, we will have DRS. Oh no, DRS is activated this lap. So we're going to have DRS. I believe Ricardo has DRS as well. Jeff offering to change up the strategy. And we're going to take that. Because of those 2 virtual safety cars, our tire wear... Oh my god. Our tire wear is much better than it should be in a regular race. So let me change that strategy real quick. Alonso going for the overtake on Hamilton. Now hopefully with them we'll lose... Oh, was that... There's contact! Hamilton and Alonso battling it out. See if I can get the overtake here. Okay, no, definitely not. It is really hard to overtake on this track, even though it is an open circuit layout. The road is really thin, or the track, I guess. Very thin. There's only certain parts on the track where you do clean overtaking. Everything else is a bit of a gamble. You don't know if there's going to be contact, if you're going to ride the curb, end up in a wall possibly. We also have Guan Yu Zhou right behind us. This is not good for the constructors because Schwartzman's out. So if I do finish in the points, I will be the only one on our team getting those points. Hamilton is going in this lap. Alonso going in with him as well. Ooh, a little bit of a sloppy entrance. That behind us is Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's getting his wing replaced as well. He might have gotten into some contact with Alonso. So that's good for us. Oh, we're going little with Pierre Gasly. I'm going to activate that ERS. I got to go to the outside. No. Please don't be floor damage. Oh my god. I couldn't do anything. I got pushed off the track there. That's what I'm saying, that especially that chicane in this sector, it's really narrow and there's only one way in and one way out. Otherwise you're going off the track. And Alonso pulls a 3.6 second gap on us as we're freaking battling with Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly has DRS. He's going to be overtaking us. Oh my god, look at all this traffic we're getting into. So we're just going to squeeze ourselves into P10. Right in that grass a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so right now we've dropped down to P10. And Hamilton not even in the points. He's in P12. Oh, and Giovinazzi spins it! He spins it! Oh my god, I've never seen an accident like that. Right in front of my eyes. Okay, we got a safety car. So this is going to help us a little bit. So with that crash, that puts us up into P8. All these guys are going into the pits. Myself, Alonso, we're staying out because we already pitted. We're on the hards. There's no point in switching onto the mediums at this point. Might as well just take those free positions and then battle it out on the hards. I see a little bit of debris there on the track. We're catching up to the safety car queue. But I can't believe it. Giovinazzi just, I guess, took the exit too wide, too fast on the throttle, and he spun it. And then I think it was Stroll or Vettel. I believe it was Stroll. Vettel's behind me still. But Stroll crashes into him because of that spin. And I think they're both out of the race now. So safety car in this lap. I'm trying to warm up these tires. I got them up. Actually, no, we got them up to temp now. Maybe a little warmer would be nice, but here we go. Activate that ERS. And I just missed the jump window by a little bit. I had to let off the throttle because the flag wasn't green yet. So here, hopefully no one else spins it. There's no more safety cars. We can just race until the very end. I wonder if Alonso might have to pit. Jeff was saying that there's some debris on the track because we almost smash into the back of Alonso. And we got another yellow flag. Someone else spun out. I think that was a Haas. Nikita Mazepin is out of the session. Another safety car. We got another safety car. Alonso and Ocon went into the pits. They're double stacking. So that could be the end of their race, honestly. I think Alonso had damage when he was fighting with Joe on turn 1 in the last, I think it was the last lap they were fighting. And there was a little bit of contact. So he could have suffered some wing damage there. He's in the pits. We got Leclerc still chilling up in P1. Me and Guan Yu Zhou are in P2, P3. We're trying to battle for that P1. As of right now, I have not had the pace to try and overtake these guys on this difficult track. So safety car will be in this lap, I'm pretty sure. Our tires just a little bit under the prime temp we need them at to get started here. So we got that ERS ready. The tires, I believe, are pretty much up the temperature. It might be a little cold. And we are racing again. I think I kind of kissed the back of Guan Yu Zhou's car, but we're going to go for the overtake here. Hopefully we got the pace to beat him into turn 1. Oh, we are wheel to wheel. And I got to give him space to the outside. Oh! I ride that bumper and I kind of etched him out, but we're in P2. A really sloppy overtake. But we're going to take it on these hard tires. About 10 laps old, I think. We pitted lap 11, but they're only at 10%. Charles Leclerc already freaking gaining ground already. That Ferrari has a lot of pace in this race. Carlos Sainz, I think he was out earlier in the session. Oh my god. Should I pit this lap is the question though. Should I try go on to the mediums or the softs? I'm gonna see what Leclerc does. Is he staying out? So we're gonna have another safety car. Leclerc's not pitting, so I'm not gonna pit either. It could be an option to go on to the mediums or the softs, but if no one else is doing it, then there's literally no point. You're just giving away your whole race. But now we got another safety car. I believe this is the 3rd or 4th safety car of this frickin' race. And we're in P2. Leclerc's still in P1. After dropping down to, I think it was like P12 or P10, something like that. With the luck of a few safety cars, we've been able to regain our starting position of P2. And we're fighting for those points that we need to keep Mercedes behind us in the Constructors. Now, I don't see where Lewis Hamilton is. I don't know if he's out of the session. Maybe he is. I don't see his green dot. Oh, no, I do. But he's near the back of the grid. Lap 24. I think 8 of these laps have been under the safety car. Leclerc is going so slow. He doesn't let me even try warm up my tires at all. He's trying to get the jump on us. I don't think so. I don't think so. I saw what you were doing there. I saw what you were doing there. We're racing wheel to wheel into turn 1. Can I gotta outbrake him here. Oh, he's etching me out. I'm gonna etch you right back. Oh, and a little bit of a snap. We're in P1. Leclerc is coming back at us though. So now we're in P1. We got just under 10 laps to go. Can we hold this P1 spot? I don't know. Leclerc's been really, really fast this race. So we're going to see what happens here. He's 2/10 behind us. And it is going to be a race to the finish. If you guys have watched up to this point, make sure you're liked. Make sure you subscribed for more F1 content. And we got a close race here after like 7,000 safety cars. With a little bit of luck, we are in P1 still. We could possibly go back-to-back Grand Prix wins for cyBorg Racing here. And I wonder, possibly, with all the cars that are out of the race, and based off Schwartzman's last performance, he could possibly be in the points as well. Leclerc is probably going to pass us here. He's going to have that DRS. Or is it not activated this lap? No, it's not activated this lap, so we still have another lap. 60% of ERS. Let's see if we can make this P1 stick. I'm hoping that we can. But with that DRS in the first, on the main straight, it's going to be very hard. And with driving like that, we're also not going to be able to keep behind us. I think he's right to our right as well. So we're wheel to wheel again with Charles Leclerc. Ooh, okay. This is the racing that I'm talking about here. He's coming up on our left. I'm gonna shut the door on him. Now he drops back to 7/10. Oh man, I hate that turn so much. It's so easy to go too hard on the throttle and spin out, as we saw Giovinazzi do earlier in the race. A little slow coming out of the last chicane. But we got 0.8 of a second on Leclerc. He's probably still going to have DRS unless he screws up on this last turn here. Which means we do have a chance at keeping him behind us into turn 1. Oh, he's 1.8 now. Or 1.1, 1.1. Well, I think he's battling with Guan Yu Zhou. So DRS is enabled. Verstappen goes into the pits. I think he got into a crash or something. But we're clear in P1 now. We got 1.3 second gap, so we got to put up some good laps with 5 laps to go. We could win this. We can go back to back here, secure another 25 points for the Drivers' Championship. And this is really good news for me because I think Leclerc and Guan Yu Zhou are really close, so they're battling. And as that battle progresses, the longer it takes, the more I'm going to be able to get ahead of these 2 drivers behind us. As long as Guan Yu Zhou can stay in DRS range of Leclerc, I think we're going to be okay. So Guan Yu Zhou is kind of helping us win the race right now and get an even bigger gap on the constructors. Oh my god, my heart dropped for a second. I saw the yellow flag out again. I thought there was... Don't tell me there's another safety car. So I think Guan Yu Zhou and Leclerc just got into a battle or something, or maybe Leclerc had an issue. Again, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. And I'm not sure what happened to him. He's out of the session. So Guan Yu Zhou in P2. That's going to help Mercedes in the constructors battle. And Hamilton has creeped his way back up into P5. He's on the softs. So Verstappen puts up the fastest lap as we head into the final sectors here. We got a yellow flag. And there's Leclerc. Did he go into the wall? I don't know if he went into the wall or he just... his engine blew out or something. Maybe a gearbox failure. It could be one of several hundred things. But he does not get any points for Ferrari, which kind of sucks for them. Because I think Sainz was out on the first safety car. But here we go into the final turns of the Imola Grand Prix. And we're going to win it. We're going to take P1 again. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. So that's another 25 points. We did not get the fastest lap here, unfortunately. I want to see how Schwartzman did. Hopefully he was able to get into the points, because that's going to help us with the constructors. And I think Guan Yu Zhou took P2, and then Hamilton was P5. So I think they might jump ahead of us in the constructors, because we only had a 4-point gap on them.
Performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Let's go. Second P1 in a row. Could not ask for a better start for cyBorg Racing compared to how we ended off last season. Celebrating with Guan Yu Zhou. And who took 3rd place? I did not see who took 3rd. I'll look at that in just a second. So we got myself in P1. Daniel Ricciardo actually finishes on the podium in P3. And Hamilton takes P4. I think that puts them 1 point ahead of us in the constructors. Verstappen with the fastest lap. And unfortunately, Schwartzman drops down to P16. After a great debut performance for cyBorg Racing, he is no longer in the points. Hopefully that changes with the next few races, because we're going to need him if we want to win the Constructors' Championship. We can't have him scoring 0 points, as you can see evidently here. But that is it for the race. Now we're going to go into some quick R&D stuff. We're already thrown into aerodynamics meeting. Apparently there was an accident at the gym, and they want me to close the gym down so they can investigate and make improvements. If I agree to that, Schwartzman's going to lose 7 experience points. But if I decline it, we're going to lose 1,000 acclaim points, and we need the sponsorship money like as soon as possible. So I think there'll be ways for Schwartzman to make that experience back. So I'm going to go ahead and agree to close down the gym. We also got 1,500 R&D points. We're going to throw that into our chassis department. It is slacking a little bit right now. So we're going to get this plank upgrade for the weight distribution of our car. Looking at these driver standings as well, after 2 of 16 races, I myself 21 points ahead in P1, the 2 Mercedes closely behind me, and with the combination of those 2 drivers, They are 1 point behind cyBorg Racing in the Drivers' Championship. And then after that, we got thrown into another meeting, this time with the powertrain department. And Schwartzman's presence at a recurring meeting is necessary for the team, but Schwartzman has other things on his schedule. However, if I do decline it, he will gain those 7 experience points back, so I'm gonna go ahead and accept it. And another freaking meeting. This time our software for our simulator is getting old, and I'm just gonna go ahead and accept this. We need the best software. We need to be in tip-top shape for these races, and Schwartzman needs to be at his best. After that, another meeting with, I believe it's the chassis department, but Schwartzman believes we can spend more money on the simulator. That's going to give him another 7 experience points, and we got a free tire blanket upgrade, so I'm just going to take that. Alright guys, so I'm going to end the video there. We got another P1 finish in Imola. As you saw, we're first in the Drivers' Championship, second in the constructors after Robert Schwartzman didn't score any points for us, so we're 1 point behind Mercedes. But I'm gonna end it there. We got big bad Monaco next week. I'm gonna put the link up here for the last time we raced at Monaco. You guys can see what happened there. Pretty funny video, honestly. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys for the next episode. All right, peace out.